Hi, crafty friends. This is Amanda. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Michigan. Welcome to my channel. Thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate your time. Today, I would like to play along with the Global Design Project's Color Challenge. This week, it is Polished Pink, Night of Navy, and Coastal Cabana. Now, watercoloring for me is very therapeutic, and I love to do it. It's something that relaxes me. You know how that is? And I wanted to do some stripes like I saw on some other GSP. They just didn't have the right colors. So I grabbed out my watercolor pencils in Night of Navy and Flirty Flamingo and Bermuda Bay. I thought those colors would work. You know, the Flirty Flamingo, I just did really light, and the Bermuda Bay is just a little bit darker. So it worked out perfectly. I used a board and then just made some straight lines, but I didn't really mind how wide they were. It was just, for some fun and relaxing. And, it could be messy. It's no big deal. It's watercolor. So I did use 3 different brushes, but they were all the size 2, but it didn't matter. It was still very fun, just straight lines. This reminds me of the first year's DPS from the Snowman and Friends. Don't you think? Snowman and something? You know which one I'm talking about if you've been Stampin' Up! Long enough. The pink and the Coastal Cabana. But with the blue, it brightens it up a lot. I did do a second layer of all the colors because I needed them to be bright, but then they were too bright. But I love the colors together. I think this will be a really great Christmas combo, a Christmas color combo. Now, off screen, I did a panel of watercolor with vertical lines. I really like those a lot, except for that little spot where the water got too much in that area and it faded out my blue. But that's okay. You know what? It is what it is, and I'll fix it somehow. I'm going to use the Biggest Wish stamp set, which is in the annual catalog, and I'm going to use that for the birthday. This is a must-have for any card maker that makes 5x7 cards. I love how big they are. Now, I'm finding this happy die from the Words of Cheer. This die set and bundle actually is in the brand new mini catalog. Sorry about that. And the dies by themselves are $35. I believe the stamp set is $17, but just let me double check. And the happy does come out with an outline behind it, but it's definitely for Christmas. There's, you can't use it for anything else. Maybe fall, maybe. But I love this happy. It's so big and fun for, birthday cards. This is going to be great, especially with the Biggest Wish die stamp set. Sorry about that. I had this large piece of Coastal Cabana just in my stash. And so I didn't really know how big it was, but I needed to cut it down. So I did cut it down to 3 inches by 4 inches. And then I thought about this penguin. This penguin is so cute. Now it's 80 degrees outside, but this penguin had to be made today. It is a cutie patootie, don't you think? And even though I'm not making a Christmas card, I'm just making a birthday card, I didn't care. Like I said, I'm not doing Christmas in July. I decided against that because I have to have Christmas music when I'm doing Christmas cards, but I love this set. So this penguin is going to be, it should be on your top list. It is definitely at the top of everything that I love. And what's great about it is that there is a free paper, DSP, 12 by 12 paper in the celebration items that goes along perfectly with the set. And it's with the $50 purchase before tax and shipping and that kind of stuff. So you get this one, this suite is $31.50. Add another $18.50 onto it and then grab this paper for free. You really need it. Love, love, love the paper. All right, I'm going to stamp the eyes here, which were a lot easier than I thought. I really thought that I was going to, fret over them, but they were perfect and easy to place. I did those in black, and then I stamped in pumpkin pie the little beak. Now this beak has a cool little line in it, so it looks really great. Definitely couldn't do it with a die. This beak is perfect as a stamp, and it really went down easily. They have one for the side because there's a side view of the beak because there is a penguin going down the hill, and they have a hill. So it's perfect. The stamp set is just love it. Now, because this guy's so relaxed and chill, I don't know if I can say that being my age, because he's so relaxed, he has his little feetsies, hanging to the side, just going, yeah, I'm cool. The background had to be toned down. It was just way too bright. I'm going to cut this vellum 4x6 so that it does show about 3/4 of an inch of my pattern. So it's very vibrant, but I covered up my mistake, or I will when I turn this over. And it still looks, it looks pale enough, but vibrant enough. It's the perfect compromise. So I do have this happy. I am going to change up this happy, but I do have this happy, and all of my happies are, I placed 3 or 4 happies together with my Tombow Mono Glue and just glued them all together so they were nice and thick. I don't do foam squares with letters and that kind of stuff. That's crazy. So I just stack them up. Now, this set has some really cute sayings. You are going to have to help me out on a few of them, though, because I am a little confused. So I was told, or I read, that a group of penguins on land is called a waddle. And if they're in the water, it's called a raft. So a waddle, right? So there's a sentiment there that says, I like you a loddle with an L, a loddle. So is that playing on the waddle with the W? I'm not quite sure. Is there something else? Another saying is, I like you a little, except a lot. Can someone help me out? What does that mean? I mean, I know what I like you a little, except a lot means. No, I'm sorry. It's like a little, except a lot. I know what that means, but I don't know. Is that supposed to be a pun? Help me out here, people, because I'm just, I'm confused. Doesn't take much these days. Some other sentiments: to the coolest friend ever, which is what we're going to stamp here in Night of Navy. Be cool, be chill, be merry, all one sentiment. Season's greeting. Thanks a lot, and happy birthday. I cut the tiniest, this is a teeny tiny sentiment strip, and I love it. Happy birthday to the coolest friend ever. So cute. That penguin is adorable, right? It's not just me. All right, I'm going to change this out here to the blue happy, because all of my blue happies are already adhered. I have all my happies together, so my happy is already dimensioned. And now I'm just going to pop down my panel, which is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 with some Tombow Mono Glue. Remember, this glue stays sticky when dry. All right, friends, I have a quick thing to ask you guys. Other than liking and subscribing, I'd really appreciate it if you could give me some hints on how I could better my videos. If you have found something on other videos that you like, please let me know. Or if you say, oh, if I did a video, I'd do this, but I'd never do a video, please let me know. I'm trying to become better. And yeah. Now, you don't want to do this. Please do not put on the dimensionals on the back of your vellum before placing your item, your element on top. And I am popping up my vellum, but I'm not popping up my Coastal Cabana. So I needed to adhere my Coastal Cabana to my vellum first, and then turn it over and add dimension where I needed it. And the reason is because with that, it's bigger. The Coastal Cabana is bigger. Yes, I'm using my hands to explain this. It's bigger, and so the vellum will automatically stay up on the edges, because right now my edges are going to droop and it's not going to look very pretty. So if I would have, now I figure this out now and I kind of tear it apart, but if I would have made sure that the glue was adhered to the vellum all the way around it like I'm trying to do now, it would have been easier. So please don't make this mistake. Learn from Amanda. But as I was saying, if you guys could come up with some suggestions on how I could do better, that would be great. I love to learn. I like to do my best in things. And my best means that I need to work on what's not working and change them and try different things. So if you can think of some different things that maybe I could try, like for instance, one of you said you'd really like the measurements on the screen, and I think this turned out great. I would put them in the description, but really I'd rather just have them on the screen. I think it is so much easier for me. And so that's an improvement that I made that makes me feel good about my product. So if you guys could help me out, I'd appreciate it. Now, these eyes did not seem very bright. They were a little bit dull. So I used a jelly roll pen and just added the glaze over the eyes. Next time, I will emboss them in clear. Now, I wanted to pop up this sentiment, but I really didn't want to use foam dimensions. And I'm like, oh, wait, what about those tiny strips? And then I just decided, well, I'm just going to put them on the P and the P and the Y and be done. And then you think I could add a birthday balloon, but you know what? I'm thinking, don't. You know what? Less is more sometimes. Let me know if you think it needs more. All right, I want to do a 1-layer shaker or a full panel shaker or a sendable shaker or lots of different words for this, but I'm going to use some vellum because it needs to tone it down. But please don't, if you can possibly not score your vellum, you'll be better off because I scored too hard and then it cracked. My vellum cracked. Now, I was told not to score my vellum, but I did it anyways. If you have to, if you're saying to me, I have to, it's just, something I must do, which I understand because I did it. Then just score very, very, very lightly and try not to crack your paper. Or plan on doing it more than once, I guess. I'm right there with you, though. I completely understand. I will use score tape or tear and tape to actually finish this off. I'll leave one side open and spill in some of these subtle shimmer sequins. They're $6.50 in the new catalog. They go with the Peaceful Cabin suite. And they are silver and white with they're very subtle. I wish I had all silver. I don't know what would make a difference with this vellum, but I'm a shaker girl. I didn't think I was a shaker girl. I rarely ever make shaker cards, but I could not stop playing with the shaker card. It was shake it. You'll see in the video. I have to shake it several times. Let's see. What else can I tell you? Oh, yes. If you would subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. If your button says subscribe, that means you are not subscribed. If your button says subscribed with an ED, that means that you're already subscribed, and thank you. But if your button says subscribe only, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. And you only need to do that once, and you'll be subscribed until you unsubscribe. Okay, now I thought maybe I could heat emboss this right on the vellum. So I put all of my bits at the top, and then I'm thinking, oh, do I really want to take the chance of this not going right? So I have a piece of Coastal Cabana. Oh, no, I decided to get some Night of Navy. I have a piece of Night of Navy that it's just safer. It's just safer. So a friend said to me that they were having a hard time embossing. So let's go over this. I use my anti-static powder tool or my bag first. I ink up my stamp with Versamark and stamp with Purpose. That means I leave it down there a little bit and, just get a really good impression. I did use my stamping piercing mat because this was a photopolymer set. I pour my embossing powder over it, hit it on the ground or the base or the desk a few times, but try not to flick. And then I turn on my heat tool. And while I'm doing that, I then take and I get off all the little bits and with my dry brush or my take your pick tool. If I bring my heat tool to my sentiment or whatever I'm heating, and if it doesn't start changing by the count of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's not hot enough, so I take it away. Once you start the embossing and you can see it change, just follow it around. Don't keep it in the same spot, but follow it around, but don't use it like a hairdryer. It's really hard to show on video how to do that, but if there's something else that you'd like me to show that I can actually show rather than tell, let me know. Your embossing powder is not fully embossed if it's still powder, so just turn it to the side and look. And if it needs more embossing, needs more heat, just zap it really quickly. But if there's something else that you'd like me to show you, I already showed you blending with a blending brush, but if there's something else, please let me know. I love to teach you techniques and get your creative juices stirring. Now I'm going to pop up this happy again. 3 happies together. I always use liquid glue for this. It's the best. It's too hard to do it with tape runner. It's just, you know what I mean? You have to get it right on. Believe me, glue is best, so there's wiggle room. And it works great on this vellum. Then I'm going to just scooch this birthday right under the descending letters. I think those are what they're called. And I'll, again, use liquid glue so I can just scooch this under there. Now, I threw this birthday on the floor and it got in my hair. And on the floor and in my hair, if you can imagine. And so now I'm, pulling hairs off of this birthday. Oh, goodness. I just have to put it on a card base, and I'm going to use some tear and tape to do that. Super easy. Let me show you a trick. You just put your tear and tape down in one line. Don't, you know how sometimes you tear and tape and then you add several pieces to it. Nope, only one line of tear and tape. Don't do multiples on one single side. And then what you're going to want to do is take your pick tool, or maybe even like a blade, like a thin blade, and try to get up your release paper. That's the easiest way. Your fingers will work, but I'm telling you, the release paper works better. Pull up about an inch or an inch and a half, and then fold it to the outside. Now you're going to want to place it where it should go. Take a few minutes and place it where you're going to want it. Put your hand in the middle, and then pull off the one side and varnish your fingers over the top of it, pushing it down to get the adhesive to the cardstock. Easy peasy, right? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thank you again for your time. If this needs something else, if it needs more bling or something, let me know. All right, guys, find some happy in your life today. You have a blessed day, and I'll see you next video. Bye, friends.